Those first few minutes after a student joins your new group program, mastermind, or membership matter. You want to make the best first impression with your students, whether they join at 2 p.m. when you're working at your desk or at 2 a.m. when you're fast asleep. No matter what time they join or when they join, we want to make sure that they have an incredible onboarding experience that does not rely on you or a team member to get them the things that they need. Your onboarding can be so much more than just giving them a couple logins. It can be a whole entire automated experience that makes your new students feel excited that they just invested in one of the best coaches in the industry. If you are doing anything manual in your onboarding process or know that you could just use a little bit of a finesse, stick around for this video. I'm Ashley, and I'm an Airtable and automation expert that helps coaches organize and automate the back-end operations of their 6- and 7-figure group offers. I've helped countless entrepreneurs use Airtable to improve their student experience, make data-driven decisions, and have their best launches yet without burning out their team. By the end of this video, you're going to learn how you can use Airtable to automate and improve your onboarding of your group program, mastermind, or membership. You're also going to learn how automating your onboarding, of course, not only saves you time, can make you more sales, increase your reputation, and more. One of the first ways that Airtable can help you improve and automate your onboarding experience is to actually give your students something to engage with before they even log into the course, before they even go check their email to get their confirmation emails. We want to give them a great experience and give them something to do. They just bought your program, they just invested, and they are so excited. And so something we always recommend our clients do is embed a why did you join form on the thank you page of their program. So once they buy, they hit a thank you page that says, yay, thanks for joining, go check your email. But before you do that, fill out this why did you join form. So this form, one, gives your students something to do. They're at their most excited. They just bought from you, and it's a really great place and time for them to share why they bought. So this helps you get data, right? This is different than the big onboarding form that you might have in your program now. We want this to be like 2 to 3 questions max that you embed on that thank you page. And what we ask is, what made this program feel like a hell yes to invest in? Was there a specific piece of messaging or something that you saw, a podcast episode that made you take the leap? And what are you most excited for in the program? My clients and I get so much amazing data from this form. We get to see what people are most excited about. We get to know our students before they even enter the program, right? But we also get to see what's resonating and help that improve our marketing. We have clients be in a launch and they are getting these why did you join forms during the launch, and they're able to read those and see exactly what's resonating with their new students in real time so they can use that messaging to add in new emails, right? We've had so many clients who use that data and they're like, oh, I guess I could write an email about that. And they write an email based on why actual real people are joining, and they're getting more people into their program, which is just incredible. So we absolutely love it. We highly recommend it. It's an Airtable form that you would just embed on the thank you page. It's really helpful. It's really simple. So you'll see here, this is the back end of our Airtable Launch Hub. So everything about our launches for our group programs, for really anything, lives in this Launch Hub. But this is where we keep our 2-minute market research form. So we build out the form here, and then you can share it. You can literally get the embed code and you can embed that right into your thank you page. And so auto size height, your name, what made you this program feel like a hell yes to invest in. So then you now have a full running list of all of the reasons why people have joined your program. So now you'll see here is a running list of every reason why people have joined my program. So I haven't yet, but I could add another field and sort them by category or anything like that. But this is such a rich data set to have for me, and I'm just so excited, and I'd love for you to set this up for yourself. So the second way that you can automate your onboarding experience is to literally automate every single thing that is possible. So a lot of the times people will have at least the automation to say, when the student buys, they automatically get added into Kajabi or the course platform. They automatically get sent their emails. Most of us are already doing that, and that feels great. There was a time, and if you're still doing this, definitely reach out to me. But someone would buy, and then they would have to wait on you to get them onboarded into the program. So that means that they've just paid you hundreds, thousands of dollars, and they're waiting on you to get access. That doesn't feel good anymore, and that is definitely that is not going to cut it. People will email you if they do not get things automatically and wonder if they've just got scammed. So absolutely, we want to make sure bare minimum that you have automation set up through Zapier that says when someone buys, they get added to your group program experience. Now, that is the bare minimum. There is so many other things that you are probably doing for your group program that you could automate that you don't even realize. So if you or a team member are manually sending contracts, that could absolutely be automated. If you create Google folders for your clients, if you create ClickUp tasks for your clients, anything that you are doing manually in your onboarding, I almost guarantee you could be automated. So I want to know in the comments below, what pieces of your onboarding are you wondering, oh, we've been doing this manually, could this be automated? Go ahead and drop that in the chat and we'll let you know. And most likely it's yes, but you would be surprised at the things that you just assume, they only take you and your team a couple minutes to do every time somebody gets onboarded. But if you have a launch that goes great and you get 50 to 100 clients, is that manual steps in your onboarding scalable? No. So let's get those automated. No matter how many people join your program the next round, you and your team can continue at the pace you're going, knowing that everybody's getting their stuff as they should, no one's waiting on you, and y'all are not the bottleneck if we can automate some of those simple things. So once you've automated all of your current manual steps in your onboarding process, there is always a piece of the onboarding step that people miss that this is why I am in this industry. So the next thing you need to do when you're automating your onboarding experience is add that new student into an Airtable base that has everything about your group program. So we call it a group offer hub. And inside of that group offer hub is everything about your program, including your student, everything about them, and you get to see everything about their journey. So how they get in there is in your onboarding automation, new student joins, you add them to the course platform, you add them to your emails, you send them a contract automatically, all of that. The final step is create a record in my Airtable group offer hub in my primary student record table. So if you don't know what any of these things mean, that's okay. I do want you to sign up for my free masterclass, the 3 Airtable systems you need before your next 6-figure group program launch. We go all into super in depth of what the primary student record is, why you need all of your people organized in Airtable, how Airtable can really help revolutionize your program. But that's the biggest thing that we want to make sure in your onboarding, that you just capture your student in an Airtable base. So this primary student record is going to save you hours and time in customer service and help you feel like you really know where your students are at in your program, because everybody is going to be in this central base. So when they get added, it's their first name, last name, email, but then it's also their start date in the program, how many days are in the program, when's their offboarding date. You're creating this really robust record for all of your students. So you don't have to be hunting through all of these spreadsheets to figure out who's still active in the program, who needs to be offboarded. They're all centralized in one spot in Airtable. And so you have this really robust database of all of your students until you can see everything about them at one single spot. So that is the third thing you need to do to automate all of your onboarding, is really get your students all inside of a primary student record in Airtable. So the fourth way to automate and improve your onboarding experience is to put your onboarding form inside of Airtable. So you probably have an onboarding form. Anytime I join a program and they have an onboarding form that's still in Google Forms, I cringe. I cringe a little bit, because you can't do anything with that data. It's just, I know when I'm filling out that Google form, that data, all those questions that they're asking me, I'm spending time, I'm filling out this form that you wanted me to fill out. That data is just going to gather dust in your Google Drive. That's not the case with Airtable, because, like I just said, all this kind of stacks on each other, but because you have all of your students in one central Airtable base, and you also have that onboarding form in that same Airtable base, you're going to be able to connect that onboarding form to your students, and the things you can do when all of those things are connected to your students' record It's incredible. That means you can reference your students' onboarding details in one click. So you can see what was their address that they put in. Like, you don't have to go again hunting in all of your Google Sheets. And because all of those answers are connected to your students, you can actually zoom out and start to see trends, right? So let's say on your onboarding form, you ask, what industry are you in? And you want to know like what industries are joining my course. And you can go into your Airtable hub, this one central place where everything about your program lives. And you can very easily see, wow, 30 hair and makeup artists joined this launch. Like, maybe I should do more messaging for them. Or like, you can really start to pull out trends in your onboarding forms inside of your data because it's all connected in one central place. Instead of giving people busy work and having them fill out onboarding forms that you're not even going to look at, you can really start to know that you're collecting and centralizing all this data, and you actually have a way to use that data, to look at that data. It's really incredible. And with Airtable as well, because we have that primary student record, we not only get to see who's filled out their onboarding forms, but we can also see who hasn't filled out their onboarding forms, right? So we can easily set up automations inside of Airtable, no Zapier required, saying if they joined 7 days ago and they haven't filled out their onboarding form, automatically send them a Gmail email just reminding them that, hey, this is part of the onboarding experience. So your onboarding experience feels even more high touch without any human input, right? So there's so much you can do when all of that data is inside of Airtable that you simply can't do in something like Google Sheets, or if they're just like all the data was scattered. I want to make sure that when you walk into your next launch, you aren't cringing every time you get a new student, right? There can be times when we are afraid of our growth because more growth means more admin tasks, more manual things on our plate. And when you use Airtable and when you rely on automations and when you work with me, those fears don't exist anymore. You're excited to welcome in students. You feel like everybody's going right where they should. You have this power where you get to see in the data who's filled out their onboarding form, who hasn't, how many days do they have left in the program, how many questions have they submitted recently. Like, there's just so much you can do when you have this centralized Airtable base. And I know all of us, we don't care about just getting more people into our programs because it means like more money for us. It means you're making more impact and you're like having this really incredible experience for people. So yes, of course, when you automate your onboarding, you are saving yourself time, right? But there's so many other exciting things that automation can do, like I touched on in this video. So when things are automated, when things are centralized, we get to, with that saved time, we get to create space to think about our curriculum. We can look at the data and actually make data-driven decisions about what lessons we should add next. We get to see high level who is maybe struggling in the program, who hasn't engaged in a while, because all of that information is just centralized right inside of an Airtable base. So I'm really, really passionate about any group program, any mastermind, any membership absolutely should be managing, especially their onboarding, but really the entire process of your group program inside of Airtable. There is no other software to do it, and there's no other person to learn this from than me. So please go and check out our free masterclass, the 3 Airtable systems you need before your next 6-figure group program launch. We really want to make sure that you feel like your systems can handle your inevitable success and your inevitable growth. And not only that, but your students are like so impressed by your onboarding process. So if you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget to let us know in the comments any questions you have about Airtable, any questions you have about your onboarding experience, and we'll see you in the next episode.